From outside the wine bar, I witnessed my wife's passionate kiss with him, knowing the divorce papers in my briefcase would be the last thing she'd receive from me before I vanished. Be me, 29, living what seems like a perfect life. Wife Jennifer tells me she's working late on Wednesday night. Another deadline, she says. Something feels off about this one. She works in marketing. Late nights weren't common before. Used to come home by 6 p.m. every day. Always made time for dinner together. Can't shake this weird feeling in my gut. Decide to surprise her at the office. Stop by her favorite Vietnamese place. Get some spring rolls and pho she always craves. Add extra hoisin sauce, just how she likes it. Pick up some tulips too. The ones I used to bring her when we first started dating. Remember how her eyes would light up every time. Plan to have a mini date at her desk. Want to reconnect? Remind her of the good times. Maybe spark something we've been missing lately. Drive to her office building around 8:30 p.m. Place is completely empty. Her floor is dark, no signs of life. Security guard gives me a weird look. Tells me most people left hours ago. Stomach drops to my feet. Try calling her phone. Straight to voicemail twice. Standing there like an idiot, holding cold food and flowers. Feel something twisting inside. Hands starting to shake. Decide to check Find My Phone. Never used it to track her before. Only helped her find it around the house. Feel sick even thinking about doing this. Shows she's at some fancy place called Maple and Vine. Heart pounds so hard I can barely think. Get in my car. Drive there on autopilot. Half hoping it's just a work dinner. Half knowing exactly what I'll find. Walk into the restaurant. Hands trembling. Spot her immediately. Tucked away in a corner booth. Head close to some guy I've never seen. She's laughing. Haven't heard her laugh like that in months. Watch as she leans in. Kisses him in the dim light. World stops spinning. Standing there frozen. Holding these stupid flowers. Probably look like a complete idiot. That's when I make my decision. Pull out small gift box from my pocket. Beautiful silver bracelet I bought her last week. Spent hours picking it out. Thought it would make her smile again. Walk straight to their table. Place it right between them. Don't say a single word. Watch her face change. Eyes go wide with recognition. She freezes like a deer in headlights. The guy looks confused. Clean-cut corporate type in expensive suit. Rolex on his wrist, designer tie. Probably thinks he's so much better than me. Can see the embarrassment on his face. Lock eyes with Jennifer. Moment feels like it lasts forever. Turn around and walk out. Empty feeling in my stomach. Replaced by this burning hollow ache. Can feel her shock following me. Maybe even fear. Good. She should be afraid. Drive home somehow. Can't even remember the trip. Spend the whole night awake. Mind won't stop torturing me. Keep seeing her laugh with him. The way she touched his arm. How she used to do that with me. Remember the stunned look in her eyes. When I put that bracelet down, part of me regrets not saying anything. Other part knows it was better this way. Would have caused a scene. Made a fool of myself in front of strangers. Sit on our couch all night. Keep staring at our wedding photo on the wall. Wonder how long she's been lying to my face? Next morning comes too slow. Don't reach out to her. Don't have to. She shows up at 7 a.m. sharp. Hear her key in the lock? Takes her 3 tries to open it. Hands must be shaking. Listen to her footsteps. Moving from front door to kitchen. Where I'm sitting. Staring at cold, untouched coffee. She stops in the doorway. Waiting for me to look up. Keep my eyes down. Oliver, she starts softly. Voice trembling like a leaf. Choosing her words carefully. Like she's walking on broken glass. Keep staring at my coffee cup. If you've got something to say... She steps closer. Stops herself. Hands twisting together nervously. Look, I can explain last night. It's not what you think. Can't help but scoff at that. Not what I think? Finally look up at her. Then help me understand. Because from where I was standing, it looked pretty damn clear. Watch her face flush red. Eyes darting around the room. Looking for an escape. Looking for the right lie. That was just a friend. We had some drinks. Got too close. It was stupid. I know. I didn't want you to find out like this. Words taste like poison in the air. There it is. Her half-hearted confession. Trying to make it sound harmless. Like some meaningless mistake. Feel fury rising inside me. Force myself to stay calm. A friend? Stand up slowly. The same friend you've been working late with? For the past month? The same friend you've been hiding messages from? The same friend you kissed across town? See her face go pale. She didn't expect me to know all this. Can see her mind racing. Trying to find more lies. More excuses. She doubles down hard. You don't understand, Oliver. It's not like that at all. Her voice getting louder. Things have been complicated lately. I've been stressed. This is just how I was coping. It doesn't mean anything. You're making this a bigger deal than it is. Can't believe what I'm hearing. Her words hit like a physical blow. Stand there completely stunned. She's actually trying to twist this. Turn our marriage problems into some excuse. Like kissing that guy was just therapy. Like I'm overreacting. Feel bile rising in my throat. You're unbelievable, Jennifer. Keep my voice low but steady. I caught you cheating. And now you're telling me I'm overreacting? Have you even thought about what you've done? She crosses her arms, looking defiant instead of sorry. Classic defensive posture. Oh, so I'm the bad guy now? Just because you saw one moment and jumped to conclusions? Takes a step toward me, her voice turning ice cold. You don't know how hard it's been. Feeling so distant from you? You're always working late. You barely notice me anymore. And you act like this is a complete surprise. Each word drips with venom. Can't believe what I'm hearing. She's standing there, actually putting the blame on me, acting like I drove her into his arms, like her choices are somehow my fault. As she keeps going, all I feel is this deep, sick betrayal. Realizing the woman I married has become someone I don't recognize, cold and calculating, twisting her guilt into justification, like some master manipulator. Hold up my hand, cut her off mid-sentence. Stop, I say. Just stop. You don't get to rewrite this story. Make me the villain. I didn't ask for this. I didn't choose this. Take a deep breath. Try to stay steady. But you did. You made your choice. Watch something flicker in her eyes. Maybe reality finally hitting her. For a second, her face wavers, then hardens again, like she's already decided. Won't let me have the last word. Fine, she snaps. Grabs her bag off the counter. If that's what you want to believe, then I guess I can't stop you. Bag strap catches on the chair. She yanks it free angrily, storms out of the kitchen, leaves me standing there, feeling more hollow than ever before. Sound of front door slamming echoes. House feels emptier than before. After she leaves, stay rooted in place. Kitchen silence pressing in. Want to feel angry? But all I feel is this gnawing emptiness, like something's been ripped out, leaving nothing but an ache. Can't ignore it. Keep thinking about her words. How she twisted everything. Brushed off what I saw with my own eyes. Spend entire weekend in a daze. Jennifer doesn't come home. Doesn't try to call. Doesn't try to explain. Part of me hopes she won't. Keep pacing through empty rooms. House feels like a museum of lies. By Sunday night, can't take it anymore. Need answers. Need to understand. Need to know how deep this betrayal goes. Do something I've never done before. Go through her things. Hands shaking the whole time. Know her phone passcode by heart. She was always careless with it. Assumed I'd never look. Takes 3 tries to type it right. Unlock her phone. Open messages. First few texts seem innocent. Work conversations. Chats with friends. Scroll further back. Find a number. No contact name. Just messages. Filling the screen. Regular as clockwork. Each one like a knife in my chest. Fingers hesitate. Almost afraid to touch them. Force myself to read. Last night was amazing. Can't stop thinking about you. Are you free this weekend? I'll make an excuse again. Miss you. Can't wait to see you. Messages go on and on, each one twisting the knife deeper. Look at timestamps. Go back months, maybe longer. Feel sick to my stomach. Details everywhere. Inside jokes between them. Shared moments. Things she never mentioned. This wasn't just some fling. Not just a mistake. This was a whole second life. Hidden right under my nose. Messages paint a picture. More intimate than I imagined. More familiar than I can handle. He knows everything about me. Small details she must have shared. How I hate cilantro. Get anxious about dentist visits. Ultimate betrayal of trust. She took our private life. Every little detail. Handed it to someone else. Like I meant nothing. Something catches my eye. Photos folder. Heart stops for a moment. Thumb freezes over gallery icon. No, I shouldn't look. No, I'll regret it. Click anyway. First photo appears. Selfie of them together. She's smiling. Haven't seen that smile in months. His arm around her shoulder. Her hand on his waist. Another photo. Them at Crystal Lake. Place she always said. Wanted us to visit together. Dreams we made together. Now corrupted forever. One photo shows her wearing jewelry. The silver necklace I bought. Last Christmas. One she claimed she lost. Back in March. Probably wore it on their dates. Have to stop. Hands shaking too hard. Almost dropped the phone. Can't look anymore? Feel like I'm suffocating. Like I'm trapped in a nightmare. Can't wake up from, this isn't my Jennifer. Not the woman I married. Not the person I built life with. This is a stranger. Someone who can lie. Cover her tracks? Laugh with another man. While I sit in the dark, wondering what I did wrong. Throw her phone onto couch. Feel rage I can't contain. Every nerve in my body. Screaming to confront her. Make her look me in the eye. Admit what she's done. But know if I face her now, I'll say things. Can't take back. Might do things I'll regret. Grab my car keys instead. Need to get out. Need to drive. Need to escape this storm inside me. Drive for hours that night. Empty road stretches endlessly. Have no destination. No plan. Just this furious, helpless energy. Pushing me forward. Radio stays off. Can't handle any love songs right now. Eventually find myself at edge of Crystal Lake. One I'd planned to visit with her. Park the car. Lean against hood. Watch dark water ripple. Under moonlight. Wind feels cold on my face. Like nature knows my pain. Mind floods with memories. Our first date. How she held my hand in crowds. Morning moments in bed. Her tracing patterns on my arm. Way she'd kiss my forehead. How she'd make coffee just right. Now it all feels poisoned. Every memory tainted. By her betrayal. Can taste the bitterness. Don't know how long I stand there. Phone buzzes in pocket. It's her. Text after text appears. Where are you? We need to talk. Please come home so we can fix this. Each message makes me angrier. Fix this. The audacity of those words makes my blood boil. Like putting a band-aid on a gunshot. Want to throw phone in lake. Cut myself off completely. Instead, make different choice. Get back in car. Drive home. Need to face this head on. Tear down whatever defense she's built in her mind. Knuckles white on steering wheel. Arrive past midnight. House is dark, except kitchen light. Walk in quietly. She's there, sitting at table. Face buried in hands. Makeup streaked down her cheeks. Looks up when door closes. Eyes swollen and red. Hair a mess. Perfect picture of someone sorry. But I see through it now. Just another act. Where have you been? Her voice breaks. Like she's the one hurting. Almost laugh at the irony. Shut doors slowly. Take my time answering. Does it really matter? You seem to handle things fine. With your friend? Practically spit last word. She flinches. Good. Swallows hard. Tries keeping voice steady. Oliver, I know you're hurt. But if you'll just let me explain. No. Cut her off. Step forward. You've done plenty of explaining. I saw the texts, Jennifer. All of them. The photos too? Watch her face go white. See panic flash in her eyes. Crack in her armor. You went through my phone? Whispers like that's the real crime. Can't believe she's serious. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what you're worried about? Can't keep anger from voice. You had no problem. Sneaking around for months. Maybe longer. No problem lying. Keeping secrets. Sharing our life with him. And now you're upset. Because I looked at your phone? She stands up suddenly, arms folded across chest. Building her shield. Like she's preparing for battle. This isn't fair, Oliver. You don't understand. What it's been like for me. I felt neglected. Unseen. You were so wrapped up in your own world. Didn't even notice. I was struggling. I didn't mean for this to happen. Just needed someone. Who was there for me? Each word drips with self-pity. Her words cut deep, twisting with sickening precision. She's standing there, shifting all blame, making herself the victim, while I'm left holding shattered pieces of our marriage. Like broken glass in my hands, take deep breath, fight to keep from exploding. Don't you dare, voice low and steady. Make this about me. Don't you dare stand there. Act like I'm the reason you threw away our marriage. I've been here, Jennifer. Was always here while you were off. Coping with some guy behind my back. I thought we were partners. I trusted you. And you took that trust. Shattered every piece of it. Watch pain flash across her face. Maybe first real emotion I've seen. Her face twists. Defensive anger flashing. What was I supposed to do? Just sit here and wait? For you to notice me? To make time for us? I had needs too. I needed to feel loved. And you were just never there. Voice rising with each word, like building to crescendo. Weight of her words crashes over me. Almost laughably hypocritical. She wanted love, wanted attention. So her answer was, run to someone else, kiss him, share our life, while lying to my face every single day. Feel bitter taste in mouth. You know what? Let out hollow laugh. I was an idiot. Kept believing in us, even when something felt off. Ignored every warning sign, every little clue, because I didn't want to face the truth. But I'm done. Being the fool here, she takes step back, face falling, finally grasping gravity of situation. Oliver, I didn't want it to end like this. Voice barely a whisper now. Then maybe you shouldn't have started it. In the first place, silence fills room, becomes unbearable. She stands there, lips slightly parted, like she'll say something. But nothing comes. No more excuses. No more blame shifting. Just quiet, pitiful silence. Can hear clock ticking, marking end of our marriage. Finally turn away, head toward stairs. Each step feels heavier than the last. Wood creaks under feet. Reach the top. Look back down at her, standing alone in dim kitchen light. Shadow stretches across floor. This is the woman. Shared my life with, trusted more than anyone. Now all I feel is deep aching emptiness. Something died between us. No bringing it back. She doesn't follow me up, doesn't say anything, just stands there frozen. Shut bedroom door behind me. No, nothing will be same. Next morning, house dead silent. Wake up in our bed, feels like lying in foreign territory. Sheets still smell like her, makes me nauseous. Everything familiar, now tainted with betrayal. Still hear echo of her excuses from night before. How she twisted everything made me look like the neglectful one, the distant one. Like I drove her into that guy's arms. Want to scream at the absurdity. Almost makes me laugh. Can't find the strength. Throat too tight. Finally go downstairs. She's in kitchen, making coffee. Looks exhausted. Like she hasn't slept either. Dark circles under eyes. Still wearing yesterday's clothes. Has that wary look. Like she's afraid to speak. Afraid of setting me off. Good. For once, she should be one. Walking on eggshells. Walk past her. Pour myself coffee. She opens mouth. To say something. Can't bear to hear. Another excuse. Turn away. Stare into coffee. Will myself to find words. To cut through tension. Are you still seeing him? Voice barely whisper. She flinches. Hands tight around mug. No, Oliver. It ended last night. Coffee goes cold between us. Scoff and shake head. Oh, so it ended. Because you got caught. Not because you wanted it to. Not because you felt guilty. But because I walked in. Saw you with him. Look up. Meet her eyes. Watch defenses crumbling. But it's not enough. Need more. Need the truth. How long, Jennifer? How long were you? Planning to keep this going? Her eyes drop. Jaw tightens. I don't know. Finally admits. Kept telling myself. I'd stop. Thought it would fade. Things would go back to normal with us. This would be thing of the past. Words hang in morning air like toxic smoke. Thing of the past. Repeat words. Bitter on tongue. Like poison. Hands gripping counter. Jennifer, you were kissing him? Confiding in him. Laughing with him. In way you haven't with me in months. And you thought that would somehow just fade out? That's how you justify it? She bites her lip, eyes filling with tears. Mascara starting to run. Wonder if tears are real this time. Can't feel sympathy. Not now. Not after everything. Every word. Every photo. That shattered my reality. It was a mistake, Oliver. She whispers. I swear. Never meant for it. To go this far, I thought I could keep it separate. Voice breaks on last word. Separate? Laugh comes out. Cold and hollow. So that's it then? Had some little compartment. In your mind, thought you could keep him there. While we carried on with our life? Were you planning to bring him to our anniversary dinner? Or did he already know? My favorite coffee order too? Like some sick joke. She flinches visibly, winces at words. Finally, her composure breaks. It's not that simple. She cries out. I was lonely, Oliver. Felt like stranger. In my own home, every day felt like going through motions. And he was there. He made me feel seen. Tears flowing freely now. There it is again. Her reasons, her excuses, desperate attempts to reframe this nightmare as inevitable consequence of my supposed failures. Worst part is, she seems to believe it. Actually thinks her actions were reasonable response to little marital neglect. So that's it? Ask with cold voice. Because you felt unseen, you decided to cheat? Lie to my face. Day after day? Couldn't just talk to me? She goes silent. Face mix of shame and anger. Like wants to argue, but doesn't have strength. That silence. Says everything? Need to know. No real remorse here. Just regret. That she got caught. Watch as last thread of hope breaks. 7 years of marriage. Dying in morning light. Finally stand up. Feel clarity I haven't had since walking into that restaurant. Like fog finally lifting. I can't keep doing this. Each word feels heavy. Like stones dropping. Can't keep pretending? Any of this makes sense. Spent years trusting you. Believing in us? And you threw it away. For what? For someone who made you feel seen? Her face goes pale. For first time. Looks genuinely afraid, color draining from cheeks. Oliver, please. We can work through this. I'm sorry. I know I messed up. But we can fix this. I don't want to lose you. Voice desperate now, hands reaching toward me. Look at her. Really look at her. For first time. Don't recognize. Person standing there. This isn't woman I loved. Woman I built life with. This is stranger. Someone willing to burn our life together for little excitement, then beg forgiveness when flames got too hot, like arsonist crying about ashes. Maybe. Say it quietly. You should have thought of that before you let him into our life. Without another word. Grab my jacket. Walk out. Leave her standing. Alone in kitchen. Her apologies echo. In silence behind me. Keys feel heavy in hand. Leave house. Don't look back. Door clicks heavy. Behind me. Signaling some kind of ending. Cold morning air hits. Wakes me from nightmare. That unraveled. In my own kitchen. Need space. Distance from her voice. Her face. Her endless excuses. Need time to think? Without feeling tangled. In her lies. Drive aimlessly. Try shake off weight. Pressing on chest. But every road, every familiar landmark, reminds me of her. Reminds me of us. Street where we first kissed. Coffee shop where we met. Park where I proposed. Last 7 years. Feel like they're crashing down. Each memory now layered. With doubt and suspicion. Now that I know what she's capable of hiding. Wonder what else she lied about. How many other secrets, hidden in our past, pull into empty park. On edge of town, places quiet. Just birds singing, light breeze blowing, trees swaying gently, for first time. Can actually hear my own thoughts, mind finally clearing. Sit alone on bench, replay months leading up to this. Each moment that now feels like warning sign I'd ignored. The late nights, distant expressions, way her laugh changed, didn't reach her eyes anymore. How she stopped sharing daily stories, started keeping phone face down, chalked it all up to stress, told myself was normal. For couples to drift, hit rough patches, while I was trying to be patient, give her space. She was building life with someone else, sharing parts of herself she kept hidden from me. Like living double life, thought twists painfully. Feel anger bubble up. But beneath that, something worse. Quiet, relentless ache that won't go away. Miss her. Or at least, person I thought she was. Miss woman who used to curl up with me. Sunday mornings, who talked about future like it was sacred. Who planned our retirement. Dreamed of house by ocean. Want to go back. Believe in illusion. That everything whole, but there's no return. Not after what's seen. What she's done. Trust shattered like glass. Then feel something else. Creeping in. Curiosity. Need to understand what exactly led her here? What made her choose him? Know her words were twisted, self-serving, but can't shake question of why. Why choose him? Why risk everything for something so cheap, so temporary? Did she even love him? Or was it just escape? Was I really that bad? Lack of answers. Gnaws at me, makes betrayal. Feel even sharper. Pull out phone, almost unconsciously, stare at her number. Part of me wants to call her, demand she come clean about everything. No more excuses, no more victim act. But no, it won't help. She'll just find new way to dodge truth. Or maybe she doesn't even know it herself. Truth is stranger to her now. Just another thing she can shape to suit her needs. Like clay in her hands, still need something? Some piece of puzzle might help make sense of all this chaos. Remember his number from her messages, burned into my memory during that nightmarish scroll through her phone, each digit like acid in my brain. Against better judgment, copy it down, save to contacts, hand trembling while typing. Maybe it's mistake, but want to hear it from him. Know what kind of person been on other end of those texts, other end of that kiss, walked in on. Bile rises in throat thinking about it. Sit there for eternity, finger hovering over call button, wrestling with decision. Part of me feels ridiculous. Really about to call this guy? This stranger? Who invaded my life? Who destroyed everything? But other part that needs closure. Pushes forward, hit call. Phone rings, each beat pounds. Like heartbeat in ear, sweat on palms. Almost hang up twice, just as think he won't pick up. There's click, deep voice answers. Sounds confused. Hello? Moment of silence. Unsure how to start. If this even right move. Throat feels dry. Take deep breath. Steady myself. This is Oliver. Jennifer's husband. Sharp intake of breath. Other end. Followed by awkward silence. He knows exactly who I am. Has to. Bet Jennifer told him everything. Finally clears throat. Voice wavering slightly. Oliver, I didn't expect. I mean, I didn't think you'd ever. I'm sorry. Didn't mean for it to go this far. Funny. Say it cold. That's exactly what she said. Can't help but laugh. Bitter sound in quiet car. He falls silent. Can almost hear him. Piecing together excuse. Some explanation. But done with excuses. Look. Keep voice low. Controlled. Just need to understand. Why? Why did she turn to you? Need to know what I missed. He sighs heavily. Can hear weight in voice. Like knows he made mess. But can't clean it up. Shuffling sound on his end. I don't know, Oliver. Wish I could tell you. Started as just talks. She told me things were rough between you. That she felt isolated. She never said anything too direct. But you know how it goes. One thing led to another. His voice trails off. Isolated. There it is again. That word. The one she used. To twist blame back on me. Like favorite weapon. Feel bitterness rising. Force myself to keep listening. And you just went along. Ask with hard edge. In my voice. You knew she was married. Had someone waiting. At home for her. You knew all that. And you still. I know. He cuts in. Almost pleading. I know. I didn't think. Never planned for it. To be this way. But there's no excuse. I crossed line. And I'm sorry. Sounds genuinely remorseful. Too little, too late. His apology hangs. In air. Hollow. Like it couldn't touch. Damage he caused. Don't want to give him. Satisfaction of thinking. It could make things right. Well, words feel heavy. You got what you wanted. Didn't you? She's all yours now. Hope you both find what you're looking for. Feel sick saying it. Don't wait for answer. End call. Feel strange satisfaction. Mixed with deeper sadness. Wanted answers. But now that have them. Feel even more empty. Than before. He didn't know her. Any better than I did. To him, she was just woman who felt isolated. To me, she was woman I'd loved. Woman I trusted. With everything. And now she's just gone. Like smoke and wind. Sit there staring at lake. Feel cold seeping in. Don't move. Morning light creeps. Over water surface. Brightening landscape. Mist rising from lake. Ducks gliding across water. In that quiet moment. Finally feel something new. Emerging beneath surface. Under pain and betrayal. Like first breath after drowning. Sense that maybe, just maybe, this ending could be beginning of something new. Not sure if ready to face it yet. Hands still shaking from call. That conversation left me raw. Each word rings in head. Strange hearing his voice. His guilt. Awkward apologies. Didn't bring closure. Hoped for. Instead laid bare. How deep Jennifer's betrayal went. She had poured our life. Our private struggles. Our quiet moments. Into strangers' hands. Turned to him for comfort. Invited him into our life. Into cracks I hadn't seen. Like poison in our foundation. Now she wants me believe. She's sorry. We can patch this over. Move on somehow. As if trust can be glued back. Drive back home slowly. Let hours pass. Try sort through mess. In my head, finally pull up to house. Her car gone. Feel relieved honestly. Need space to breathe. Process things. Without her presence. Clouding air around me. Like fog finally clearing. Step inside. Notice something odd. Few of her things missing. Jacket from coat rack. Shoes from entryway. Laptop bag gone. Little details telling me she's not just out driving. Packed some essentials. Wonder where she went. If she's with him. For moment feel. Strange mix of relief and sadness. Maybe she finally came to senses. Realized leaving. Only right thing left. But as walk through quiet rooms, emptiness hits harder. Not just her things missing. Sense of normalcy gone too. Daily routine vanished. Morning coffee ritual. Evening TV shows. Weekend breakfast plans. Feel like stranger. In my own home. Everything familiar. Somehow changed. Tainted by betrayal. Shadows longer now. Rooms feel colder. Find myself walking. Into our bedroom. Stare at shared bed. Dresser cluttered. With small reminders. Of life we built together. Her perfume still there. Half-empty water glass. Book she never finished. Open drawer. Her drawer. Out of habit. Hands moving on own. Right on top. Find something. Haven't seen in months. Our old wedding album. She tucked it away. Apparently untouched. Since moving on to new life. Behind my back. Cover slightly dusty. Album feels heavy. In my hands. Part of me wants to throw it across room. Rip out every page. Toss it in backyard. Fire pit. Watch it burn. Like she burned us. Instead, sit on bed. Start flipping through pages. Each photo snapshot. Of another time. Frozen memory of love and hope. I once believed in, hands trembling slightly. There's image of her, laughing at forgotten joke, her hand in mine. As we exchange vows, spark in her eyes, as we dance, under twinkling lights, her white dress spinning, my stupid grin. Yet looking at moments now, all I see is hollow space, where trust used to live, like bitter joke. These pictures, these memories, were foundation of my life, now just reminders, of story that no longer exists. Each page burns to touch, sound of car brake silence, jolts me from thoughts, engine cuts off abruptly, hear soft click, of front door opening, know it's her. She's back, keys jingling nervously, put album down, feel jaw tighten, brace myself. This will be final conversation, make sure of it. Heart pounding in chest, she enters bedroom slowly, hesitates in doorway, when sees me with album, her face mix of guilt and hesitation, like searching for words to break silence, but not interested in hearing another rehearsed apology. Didn't think you'd be here, she says softly, meet her gaze, cold and unflinching. So you thought you'd just come back, and what? Slip away quietly? She shifts uncomfortably, looking down at floor. Needed some time to think. Figured you might need that too. Fingers twisting ring nervously. Well, you're right about one thing. Reply, voice steady. Done a lot of thinking. Realize there's nothing left. For us to say, her eyes widen slightly. See flash of panic. Oliver, wait. Please just give me chance to explain. Know I've made mistakes. Know I hurt you. But we can work through this. Can go to counseling. Can try to fix things. Don't want to lose you. Voice cracking with desperation. Her words feel like echo of past. Something she's grasping for. Hoping it would make me stay, but already made decision. Like crossing point of no return. This isn't something therapist can fix. Not some temporary lapse. Can patch up with few heartfelt talks. No amount of sorry can heal this. She shattered foundation of our marriage. No amount of pleading will undo that. Like trying to rebuild House of Cards in Hurricane. You don't get it. Say with trembling intensity. Do you? You took something sacred, something that was ours, and gave it to someone else. You betrayed me, then stood here, in this house, making me feel like I was the problem. And now you want me to forgive you? Just forget everything? Everything I saw? Everything I felt? Voice getting stronger with each word. Tears fill her eyes, but not moved. Not this time. Won't fall for act again. Oliver, she whispers. Voice breaking. I know I hurt you, but I love you. I never stop loving you. Love? Laugh bitterly. If that's your idea of love, maybe I'm better off without it. Words taste like acid. She takes shaky step forward, reaches out, but step back. Put more distance between us. This is over, Jennifer. You made your choice. Now I'm making mine. Can't spend the rest of my life wondering if I'm enough. Wondering if you're secretly wishing for someone else. That's not love. That's a prison. And I refuse to live in it. Each word feels like nail and coffin of our marriage. Her face crumples as weight of words settles in, opens mouth. To say something, to argue, to plead, but no words come. Finally, silence from her. And for first time, since all this began, feel free. Free from lies, free from constant doubting, free from cycle of hoping. She'd change. Things would go back to how they once were, like chains finally breaking. Walk past her, leave wedding album on bed, relic of life. No longer recognize. Pages still open to our first dance. She doesn't follow. This time, she knows, just as I do. This is the end. Our story closing its final chapter. Step outside. Air feels different. Lighter somehow. Weight that hung over me. Finally gone. Replaced by strange, liberating emptiness. Birds singing somewhere. World keeps turning. Don't know where going or what future holds. But for first time in months, feel like stepping into it. With my own choices. My own direction. No more shadows following. As closed door behind me. Realize this isn't just end of marriage. It's beginning of something else. Something unknown. But something that's finally mine. Walking out that door feels like shedding second skin. Dropping weight of entire life. No longer belong to. Each step feels lighter. Spent years wrapped up in what thought was us. Always giving, always trying. Keep things steady. Now stepping away. From her. From that house. Struck by quiet that fills me. Emptiness not as painful. As expected. Instead strangely peaceful. Like blank slate. Fresh canvas waiting. Moment of clarity. Haven't felt in long time. Drive around town. Unsure where to go. Streets bright with mid-morning light. World moving on like nothing happened. Coffee shops still busy. People walking dogs. Kids riding bikes. Couples stroll sidewalks. Teenagers laugh. On way to park. People walk dogs. Everyone caught up in their routines without single clue about chaos. My life keeps moving forward. Feels surreal. Watching people smile, go about their day, while feel like just came through. Warzone. End up at Thomas's place. GPS leads me there on autopilot. Been friends since college. Kind of friendship that picks up where left off. No matter how much time passes, like we never missed a day. He opens door, bleary-eyed, still in yesterday's clothes, coffee stains on shirt, but moment sees my face. Straightens up, eyes narrow with concern. What happened, man? Gestures me inside. Living room mess of papers. Half-empty pizza box on table. Words catch in throat. Don't want to say it. Don't want to make it. More real by speaking. But no, if don't talk now, never be able to move forward. Jennifer cheated on me. Each word falls heavy. Been seeing someone else. Don't even know how long. Months, maybe more. Voice breaks slightly. Thomas's expression shifts. From confusion to disbelief. Then to anger. You're kidding. Says like doesn't believe, but sees look in my eyes. Shakes head, cursing under breath. That's messed up, man. Don't even know what to say. Runs hand through hair. Looking as lost as I feel, we sit down. Tell him everything. The late nights. The lies. Phone call with her friend. Way she tried twisted. All back on me. Words pouring out like flood. He listens quietly. Lets me talk. Lets story out and open. Where doesn't feel like. Crushing me from inside. Hands me beer without asking. Never realized how heavy. Silence between us had grown. Over years. But speaking about it feels like letting go of burden carried alone. Man, Thomas says finally, shaking his head slowly. Can't believe she did this. You two were the couple. Everyone thought had it figured out. If anything, always thought you were one holding things together. And she just threw it away. Takes long drink from his beer, nod feeling strange relief. Hearing someone else say it, that's the part. Can't wrap head around. We built so much together. Went through so much. And for what? For her to toss it away. For some guy who probably doesn't even know. Half the things we've been through. Voice bitter with truth. Thomas looks at me. Serious glint in eyes. Leans forward in chair. You know maybe. That's the problem, Oliver. Maybe she couldn't handle all the real stuff. The life you were building. And instead of facing it, she took easy way out. Tried to escape to something. That didn't have all the weight. But that's on her, not you. Words hit like revelation. His words hit me like revelation. For so long, been turning this over, in my mind, wondering if missed something, if somehow drove her to cheat. But maybe wasn't about me at all. Maybe about her own inability to handle depth of what we had. The everyday commitments, mundane realities. Trust it took to really make life with someone, truth finally breaking through. Left Thomas's place, feeling lighter. Like finally taken. First real step forward. Clouds starting to clear. He offered spare room for as long as needed. I accepted. Handed me spare key. No way going back. To that house. To reminders of life. That became ghost. That chapter done. Want to start fresh. Even if don't know. Where going yet? Leave with grateful heart. First night at Thomas's. Lay awake in spare room. Staring at ceiling. Shadows dancing from streetlight. Feel strange mix of pain and liberation. Hurts more than anything ever felt before, but also feels like weight been lifted. Don't have to worry anymore about who she's texting. We're spending her nights, if done something, to drive her away. That responsibility, that constant vigilance, finally gone, like chains falling off. In its place, strange emptiness, but also unexpected freedom. Room feels like sanctuary. In days that followed, focus on picking up pieces. Call lawyer, hands shake while dialing, set wheels in motion. For separation. Each step feels like closing another door, drawing firmer line between my life and hers. Papers look so final on desk. Jennifer calls few times, leaves voicemails. Don't listen to them. Text saying wants to talk. Work things through. Can't bring myself to answer. Delete messages without reading. Nothing left to discuss. Her reasons, her justifications, no longer matter. Truth already written in stone. One evening, week after left. Take walkthrough. Neighborhood near Thomas's. Air crisp and clean. Streets quiet, lit by warm glow. of streetlights, trees rustling in breeze. For first time since all started. Feels strange kind of peace, sense that maybe this exactly what needed. Chance to start over, chance to finally be free of half-truths, slow erosion of trust. That been eating away, without even realizing, like poison finally draining. Don't know what future holds, but know one thing. Not going back, not to lies, not to doubts, certainly not to life. With Jennifer, path ahead finally clear. Gave her my best, she threw it away. Now all that's left is to build something new, something truly mine. Foundation stronger this time? Few weeks pass by. Each day feels lighter, more like building own life again. Calendar pages turning, living at Thomas's, just temporary, but gives space needed to heal without constant reminders of Jennifer, his spare room becoming home. Throw myself into work, start picking up hobbies, let slip away over years. Things used to love, like playing guitar, hiking local trails, going to gym, dust off old guitar, find hiking boots in closet, buy new gym membership, slowly begin to feel like me again, not version of myself. Twisted and bent to keep Jennifer happy. Mirror shows different man now. Then one morning, letter arrives, return address, my own house, our house, but handwriting hers. White envelope like ghost. Stare at it, wonder if should even bother opening. Ignored her texts, deleted voicemails. Rejected every attempt she made to meet in person. No desire to hear excuses. Let her pull me back. Into her web. Envelope feels heavy, but something about letter feels different. Tangible thing. She took time to write by hand. Part of me curious, wondering if finally realized. Depth of what destroyed. Hands trembling slightly. Take deep breath. Then tear open envelope. Pull out letter. Her words sprawl across page. Slanted and messy. Like been in rush, or maybe on edge, of breaking down. Ink smeared in places. Like tears fell while writing. Force myself to read. Brace for whatever. She tries to say, Oliver, I know. You don't want to hear from me. Don't blame you, but need to try explain. Make you understand. What I did was unforgivable. Will live with that guilt. Rest of my life. Words shaky on page. Wish I could go back. Change everything. But no, I can't. I was selfish. Let my own insecurities destroy best thing I ever had. Ink smudged here. Been doing a lot of thinking about why I did it. Why risked everything for something so meaningless? Truth is, don't even know. Handwriting getting messier. Maybe was afraid of how real things were with you. How much of myself I'd wrapped up in you. Maybe thought I'd lost myself. Was looking for some easy escape. Something light and simple. But it was mistake. Know that now. Page stained with tears. Let out bitter laugh. Wonder if truly understands. Weight of what she'd done. Mistake wasn't single moment. It was choice she made. Over and over. To lie. To betray. To disrespect. Everything we built. Paper crumpling in hands. No, I don't deserve your forgiveness. Won't ask for it. But want you to know, none of this was because you weren't enough. You were more than enough. Oliver, you were everything. And I ruined it because couldn't handle my own doubts, my own fears. Let those things drive me to worst decision of my life. Never be able to undo that. Last words barely legible. Feel strange pang. Reading those lines, words echo through me, both comforting and painful. Chest feels tight. Some form of admission. Finally, confirmation that this wasn't about anything I'd done or failed to do. Truth hits like wave. She'd been looking for escape from herself and taken me down. With her, collateral damage in her crisis. Letter continues. Mix of apologies and reflections. Feel raw, desperate. She recounts memories we shared, moments she claims still cherishes, even though shattered them. With her choices, each memory stings fresh. Then at end, she adds something. Strikes strange chord. No, I can't make this right. Won't ask you to try, but want you to know. I'm letting you go. You deserve better than broken pieces of someone who couldn't hold on to one person who truly mattered. I'm sorry for everything. Hope someday you can find it in yourself. To be happy again. Jennifer. Signature trembles at bottom. Letter ends abruptly. Her name scrawled messily at bottom. Sit there. Words swirling in mind, filling me with mix of anger, sadness, and strange quiet relief. Papers rustling in hands. For first time, feels like she's finally taking responsibility, not just for a fare, but for all selfish choices she made. She's not asking to take her back or forgive her, simply saying goodbye. Final door closing. Fold letter carefully. Set it aside. Feel finality settle in. Paper makes soft sound. This is it. The end. For once, no bitterness. No lingering desire to turn back. Try salvage what's gone. She'd finally released me from her, and in that moment, realize I can let her go too. Weight lifting from shoulders. Few days later, go back to house. One last time. Arranged for moving company to pack my things. Trucks waiting outside, but want one last look. Final goodbye to life leaving behind. Each room feels hollow, stripped of memories that once filled it. Footsteps echo differently now, wander through empty spaces, taking one last look at remnants of our life. Together, dust motes dancing in sunlight. When reach front door, pause, take deep breath. House feels like shell, place where life had been, but isn't anymore. Like museum of dead dreams. Step outside, close door behind me. Feel weight lift from shoulders. Lightness hadn't known. I needed. Key feels cold in hand. Walk back to car, letting cool air fill lungs, feeling strangely calm. For first time, can see future for myself. One not defined by betrayal or broken promises, but by something new, something that's mine alone. Future stretching ahead, past will always be part of my story, but no longer has control over my life. Chain finally broken. Drive away, don't look back. Road stretches ahead, open and full of possibility. Sun rising on horizon. Know in that moment, ready to take first steps, build new life, not bound by anyone else's choices, just by my own. For first time, future feels like something can embrace. World full of potential. The weeks after, leaving house for good, life slowly begins, taking new shape. Grief is strange thing, sneaks up on you when least expect it, like waves hitting shore. Find myself reaching for phone to share something, only to remember person once shared. Everything with no longer there. Phone feels heavy in hand, but each time happens. Each time remind myself, walking this path alone feels little less painful, little more freeing. Learning to breathe again, decision to leave was final. But moving on takes conscious effort, like learning to walk again. Start diving into things, been too busy, too complacent to do before. Sign up for woodworking class, always wanted to build things. Something once mentioned to Jennifer, but never pursued. Sawdust feels real in hands. Join hiking group, meet new people who have no idea what been through, who see me as just another person, free from shadow of my old life. Fresh eyes, fresh start. Each new experience feels like tiny step toward reclaiming who I was before betrayal, before wrapped so much of identity around us. Finding myself again one evening. Few months later, Thomas convinces me to go out with him and few friends. His idea of therapy, just casual night, small bar downtown, live band playing, steady flow of conversation, jazz music filling air. Was nervous at first, hesitant, feeling like stepping back into world of living after too long away, hands fidgeting with glass. But as night goes on, feel myself relax, laughing and talking like haven't in ages, weight lifting slowly. Then, toward end of night, notice someone at bar, woman sitting alone, quietly listening to band, with easy smile, long brown hair, blue summer dress. She isn't doing anything special, just sitting there, tapping foot along, with music. But something about her, unassuming and genuine, catches my attention, like gentle breeze. Find myself drawn in, feeling flicker of curiosity. Haven't felt in what seems like lifetime, heart beating differently. Thomas nudges me, following my gaze. Go talk to her, man, he says with grin. What's worse that could happen? Playful push forward. Part of me wants to brush it off, retreat back into safety of own thoughts. But other part that spent months rebuilding, learning to stand alone, urges me to take chance. Deep breath with deep breath. Walk over, introduce myself, voice steady somehow. Her name is Claire. We fall into easy conversation about band, about music, life in this small town, words flowing naturally. She has this warmth, this natural openness that puts me at ease, like sunshine after rain. End up talking for hours, lose track of time, exchange stories, share laughter. Band plays 3 sets. Thomas leaves without me noticing. It isn't dramatic, isn't intense, just simple. Feels like gentle reminder of what connection could be. No pressure, no expectations. For first time since divorce, feels spark of genuine hope. Reminder that life can hold joy again, even after so much pain, like finding spring after winter. Exchange numbers that night, but there's no pressure, no urgency. Claire isn't filling void or mending wound. She's just someone who makes me laugh, who reminds me there's world beyond, wreckage left behind. Her smile genuine, uncomplicated. And for now, that's enough, more than enough. Walk home that night. Feel strange sense of contentment. Feeling hadn't expected. The hurt, the betrayal, still part of me, etched into my story. But they no longer control me, no longer define. Boundaries of what? My life could be. Stars seem brighter tonight. Have walked through fire, felt searing pain of loss and betrayal, but came out other side, whole, standing on own feet. Scars making me stronger. Next morning, take walk to park, near new apartment. Morning dew on grass, air crisp and clean. Hint of spring and breeze. Sit on bench, watch world wake up. Around me, birds starting their songs. Feel quiet peace settle in. Sense that finally ready to let go of past. Embrace whatever comes next. First time feeling truly free. Life can be brutal. Trust can be shattered. But there's always way forward. Even when ground pulled out from under you. Even when think lost everything. Sun breaking through clouds. There's part of me that kept going, kept fighting, and now that part is free, like butterfly from cocoon. Don't know where road will lead, but for first time in long time, ready to walk it, step by step, on own terms, with hope as only companion. Path ahead looks brighter. Months pass. Life settles into rhythm. Rhythm that feels completely mine, each day filled with little moments of solitude and discovery. Creating new memories. No longer wake up with heaviness of betrayal, pressing down. Instead feel something new, kind of resilience, quiet strength, found in process of rebuilding myself from ground up. Foundation stronger now. Claire and I stay in touch, slowly getting to know each other. Over casual coffees, unhurried conversations, different cafe each time. There's no rush, no pressure. She's her own person. And I'm finally becoming my own, free from lingering shadows of my past. Like fresh paint on blank canvas, each time we meet, realize how much value this slower pace, this freedom to connect, without weight of history, bearing down, no expectations crushing us. Claire seems to understand, without words, offers gentle companionship, makes me feel safe, in way hadn't known. I needed her patience like balm. One weekend, sitting on sunny patio, overlooking city, she asks about marriage. Heart skips beat. Usually keep those details locked away, but with her, feels different, like sharing them. Another step toward moving on, closing book for good. Words come easier now. It was complicated. Begin carefully, choosing words. Thought I had it all. Figured out. Thought we had future. That was solid. Could rely on. But turns out, we were both living. Different stories. By time I realized, already too late. Voice steady now, not broken. Claire listens quietly, her gaze steady, full of empathy. Not pity, understanding in her eyes. Can't imagine how hard, she says softly, to lose what you thought. You'd always have. Hand gentle on table, nod slowly. Exhale long breath. Yeah, but losing it made me find myself again. As strange as it sounds, I'm grateful. Words feel true finally. Grateful to have chance to rebuild from scratch. Create life that's really mine. Weight of truth settling. Look at her. Feel words come from place of genuine peace. Guess sometimes things have to fall apart so we can learn how to put them back in way that's better. Sunlight catching her smile. Claire smiles. Quiet understanding passes between us. No need for promises. No rush to define what's happening. Moment perfect as is enough to sit here. Feel understood. Know that survived. Something once thought might destroy me. Sky never looked clearer. That night, walking home, realize how far come. Lightness in step. Feeling that past, finally loosened grip. Streets feel different now. Think back to all moments. Doubted myself. Wondered if would ever feel whole again. But here I am, breathing, alive. No longer afraid of what lies ahead. Future full of possibilities. Overcoming months. Start filling days with plans, dreams, Ideas once put on hold. Dust off old bucket list. Join travel group. Set sights on. Hiking trip to mountains. Something always wanted. Never found time for. Maps spread on table. Sign up for marathon. Get back to music. Even start thinking about career change. Toyed with for years, life opening up like second lease on life invitation to step fully into unknown, free from constraints of who used to be each day new adventure.